Hello, my name's Stuart, the Unrepentant Atheist. I'm doing another conversion analysis. This man, Mehdi, he grew up a Muslim and he converted to Christianity. He's explaining how a Christian pastor asked permission to pray with him and the woman that he was going to marry. And he's kind of explaining how he went into Christianity. He's saying that from Islam, he already knew that Jesus was a prophet. Of course, this is one of the problems with this kind of conversion story. You're going from a position of already believing certain things, such as the claim that Jesus was a prophet, such as the claim that God exists. So I'm not expecting this gentleman to present any really strong reasons why the religion that he ended up in, Christianity, is true. But nevertheless, maybe we can learn something about the religious mindset, about how people jump from one religion to another, what inspires them, what makes them do it. Let's try anyway.
Gift. So I don't want to break her heart. I took the Bible, but it was an English Bible.
Yeah, okay. So he's saying that this woman gave him a Bible in English. Okay.
I start reading the Bible because I want to learn English.
Okay.
Not knowing about the Bible, learning English. But she also gave me a tape, a recording tape from a pastor, African pastor. And the name of the sermon was Leaving Your Past Behind. And then I was listening to that tape all over again to learn English.
So was it a spiritual journey as far as you knew?
Yeah.
You're just learning English.
Yeah, that's right. So I brought the Bible, not the Bible, I brought the tape with me from my own country to an Arab country.
I find it really strange that anybody would want to pick up a copy of the Bible or listen to a spiritual sermon or inspirational tape in order to learn English. I find it really, really strange. I would have thought that there would be better ways of utilizing time in order to learn English more efficiently than doing it that way. What version of the Bible was he reading? Because obviously if it was, should we say, the King James Bible, it would be in really archaic English. So I don't know. His story sounds a bit weird, but okay, let's keep going with it.
And I was listening to it until the time that I met a lady. I became friends, and then eventually we got married. She was from Philippines and
Catholic background, yeah.
Catholic background, and
So you met a woman from the Philippines, a Catholic. Okay, I'm just curious. I wonder how you met her. Okay, that's besides the point. Let's keep going.
my family were against.
Yeah, okay. But the key thing is she's a Catholic. He's a Muslim. He's married a Catholic woman. He eventually converted to Christianity. Okay, I can see the way this is going. Let's keep listening.
This marriage because this is the first time happening in our family history that someone's getting married with non-Muslim. And then during this course of time, they were against it because they thought that Lucille, my wife, made me a Christian, but it was vice versa.
She was, we'd say, nominal Christian?
Nominal Catholic.
Didn't really believe, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't have any.
I mean, many of our Catholic friends have a strong faith, but
Yeah.
she was nominal.
Yeah, she was nominal.
Okay, well, nominal or not, she still grew up with a Catholic background, I presume with Catholic parents, and he's not really being explicit about what he means by nominal. Did she believe in God or not? So, well, I don't know. Let's keep going.
Nominal, not going to the church and stuff.
But I can see how he's going. He's playing down. He knows what we're thinking, that, oh yes, you married this Filipino woman, she's a Catholic, and it was quite convenient. You simply converted into her faith. And he's saying, well, actually, no. She was just a nominal Catholic, and I actually converted her to Christianity. Oh, sounds weird.
But we met a couple, Mark and Malu, and Mark was a Muslim background, atheist, and then become Christian. And then Malu also was Catholic and become Christian, And then both of them both of them actually invited us to their house and then serving us food and stuff. And then when I came to know that Mark is a Christian and he used to be a Muslim, then I become furious, angry that why he became Christian. So I have to go and study Islam and research and ask the mullahs and imam. And during that time, I was also in a Shia Muslim. In a certain time,
Obviously, if you want to know if there's any truth behind a religion, you don't go to the people selling it. If you want to know if, I don't know, should we say Johnny Walker's whiskey is the best whiskey to drink, you don't go and ask a Johnny Walker merchant. You go and get independent advice. And I mean, he looks like he looks like an intelligent man. I believe that he's a businessman, and he's probably intelligent in all aspects of his life. But in religion, he's a complete fool. He really needs to take a step back from this whole thing and say, right, is any of it true? Let's start from a position that we know nothing, and let's look at the first claim. For example, the Quran is the word of God. Okay, that's a claim. First of all, is there a God? Let's start from there. And once we've established if there is a God, let's check the claim that the Quran is the word of this God, which we now know exists. So let's do it a step at a time. But no, he's coming from the position that there's already a God and that there is a true religion. And it's just a case of which one he's going to end up on. It's a really dumb way of doing things. Let's keep going.
you go to a mosque and then they call it Ashura, and then you go there and then to lead some people.
Yeah, you're bringing them to the mosque. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in the mosque leading 50, 60 people, and they are beating themselves for a dead imam.
Wow. And so you eventually, though, after studying and maybe comparing the Bible to the Quran.
You see, there are other videos of Christians who've converted to Islam, and there's a Muslim cleric sitting in the same place that this guy is sitting, explaining how, the light of Jesus guided you, or sorry, the light of Muhammad or Allah guided you into the mosque, away from the darkness of Christianity. It's often been said that the religions can't all be true, but they could all be wrong.
You came to some conclusions that would change your life.
Yeah, that's right. So they gave me a Jesus movie based on Book of Luke. I watched the movie over and over again. And
so he took some indoctrination material, and he didn't even just watch it once. He watched it several times, and he swallowed the whole thing, so, hook, line, and sinker.
Every time I watched, I cry. And then
this is another thing we find. We don't find an intellectual response. We find an emotional response, because these materials are aimed at your emotions. They're not aimed at your intellect. If they were aimed at your intellect, then it would be easier for these people to break them down. But they pull on your emotional strings, and that's how they win their converts.
I started reading the Bible because my intention was to bring Mark back to Islam. It took me 3 months.
So the presumption is that if you listen to something or you read something and it makes you cry and it makes you feel, therefore, whatever is underpinning this text, or whatever the worldview is of the person who's writing it, must be true. Otherwise, you wouldn't be feeling these things.
Months that struggle, because the moment I go to Mark's house, there is an atmosphere, which I can call it right now, is a love atmosphere that zip my mouth, that I can't talk to Mark anymore.
I've been to many different religious households. I've been to New Age mystics, I've been to Muslims, I've been to Christians, and I've also got this love. When you go in, there are big smiles everywhere, and everything is nice. But they can't all be true, can they? They can't all be true. So there are many different atmospheres you can go into. There are many different organizations, and you could get this feeling of love from every single one of them. But you getting this feeling of communal love does not make the beliefs true.
More regarding, Islam and Christianity and stuff. But he was talking to me and he was praying for me. And then, long story short, he brought his pastor to our house, and then I said to the pastor, I'm confused. I can't reject Islam, I can't reject Christianity, I can't deny Christianity as well. So I will accept both religion because they talk about God and stuff. And he said, no, it should be one, because there is contradiction, between these two. So he said, why don't you pray? And then I said, okay, in Islam we pray 5 times a day. You have to memorize the prayer. You can talk to God in your own language. It's an Arabic prayer.
Now, bear in mind the social circle he's already mixing in. He said that he, got married to this Filipino lady, this Catholic who he calls a nominal Catholic. They started going to see 2 friends who were born again Christians, and I get the feeling that he's moving into a kind of Christian social environment. He's got Christian friends, and it would kind of be convenient to convert to Christianity and not take on board 2 different contradictory religions, and it would kind of be the right thing to do given the overall picture and the situation that he's in. So one can imagine how it would be more convenient and better for this to happen, and it seems that it did happen.
Every Muslim knows that they have to memorize that Arabic prayer, and then I close my prayer.
Yeah, well, Christians do something dumb as well. They swallow a wafer and take a sip of ruby red sweet wine every week, claiming that it's the body and blood of Christ. So both religions do equally stupid things.
Look at the ceiling. I said, in my own language, I said, God, show me the truth. Show me the truth. I decided not to pray after 2 days, but I came back again. I came back to my Muslim prayer. I finished my prayer. My wife just going to bed, with her own prayer and stuff. So 2 different.
Oh, so his wife is praying then? Yeah. So much for being a nominal Catholic. It looks to me like she's a bit more than that if she's actually saying her prayers. Saying your prayers at bedtime is a serious business. You can't say that you're just a nominal Christian or nominal believer if you're actually praying, believing that you're actually got a communication hotline to God.
Different perspective in the house, living there. And then I prayed the same prayer. I said, God, show me the truth. I want to know the truth. Which one is the truth? I said, God, I'm reading the Bible. I can't deny this is the love of God in it. And I can't deny my Islamic faith as well. I grew up in that.
You were torn.
Yeah, I grew up in that. And then I have to deal with the rejection, the fear of rejection from the family, from the government, losing friends and stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine him going to his new Christian friends and his nominal Catholic wife and saying, well, I asked God which is a true religion, and God said it's Islam. Oh, yeah, I can imagine that would really be the right thing to do.
Follow one man who worth everything in the world. I have to deal with that battle. I said, God, show me the truth. And then I went to sleep, and then I had a dream. And when I woke up from that dream, I felt the presence of the Lord behind me, pushing me forward, saying, Mehdi, go forward and do not look back.
And you have not turned back since.
I have not turned back.
You're pastoring now. Yes. You're leading people to Jesus.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's inspiring.
Okay, so let's get this story straight. He prayed to God and he said, show me the way, God. He went to sleep, he had a dream, and when he woke up, he felt God pushing him from behind and saying, Mehdi, go forward, don't look back. In other words, embrace Christianity. All right, well, I mean, obviously, I can't falsify what he's saying, and even if one could say that he actually heard these words and he felt God pushing him from behind and encouraging him along towards Christianity, how does he know it wasn't a hallucination? I mean, he said that he was dreaming. How does he know it wasn't still part of the dream and none of it was real? How does he know that that was an actual God talking to him, etc., etc.? So a personal experience, and obviously I don't rate personal experiences as any kind of evidence which should convince anyone else but the person that actually had the experience. And I think there are really good reasons for anybody having one of these experiences in not automatically accepting them at face value. Namely, that if you dream that God is talking to you and telling you something, it's not necessarily the case that a real God is actually talking to you and telling you things. So, but in his case, it worked out for him because he's already married to a Christian. He's in a Christian community, and it was a convenient dream to happen to him, if it happened at all. So, okay. Thank you very much for watching. Yet another conversion story, which to me sounds like somebody who already believed in God and just simply went conveniently from one religion to another for reasons other than that there's good evidence to support the truth of the new religion that they now believe in. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.